The California Academy of Sciences estimates that approximately 8.7 million life form species exist on planet Earth. Of those, 6.5 million live on land, while 2.2 million live in water based environments. Of the 8.7 million species currently living on our planet, only 1.2 million have been documented. Biologists refer to these numbers as evidence of the biodiversity of life forms. Humans are but one species, and even among us, diversity is common and widespread. Despite executive orders from the Trump regime, diversity is not an ugly or obscene word. It is not one that should be avoided or discarded. Rather, it should be embraced. Because of biodiversity, humans know which other species to avoid, which to consume, and which to live alongside in harmony. Homo sapiens, the academic term for humans, are diverse creatures. Each human has individual characteristics which make us unique, special, and make us who we are. Although we are one species among 8.7 million sharing the same planet, we are as widely varied as we are linked together. We rely on one another for our survival and for the prolonged existence of our species long after we are dead. We must learn to cooperate with one another and work together to support one another, not tear one another down. That simple concept is the thread that unites us as a species and brings together all the news stories on today's show. Consider the stock market plunge. That was the direct result of one person impacting every other creature on the planet. When President Trump implemented tariffs on countries all around the globe, some of which are uninhabited by Homo sapiens, he set in motion a series of reactions which will impact every other person on the planet. Those tariffs will cause hardship when grocery, furniture, manufactured goods, and all sorts of other items increase in price. That will inevitably put some employers out of business and cause hardship for the employees who lose their jobs. That will impact the people of other nations who face increased costs of goods and services they rely on that the United States delivers. Apparently, no one in the White House or the current executive branch of government take even a moment to weigh the impact such tariffs would have on the broader economy, nor the people who would suffer. Recall, I said for humans to live together as a species, we must live in harmony with one another. When we rip apart people from their families and deport them to other countries without due process protection, we fail our species. How, you ask? If the deportation of one U.S. citizen can happen due to an administrative error, it can happen to any of us. Families, coworkers, classmates, friends, relatives, neighbors, and others worry about their loved ones. We rely on them. President Trump, in his reckless disregard for the rights and safety of other humans within our country and around the world, shows that he is dangerous. Deportations to other unsafe places, tariffs, and indirectly dampening the economy place unnecessary hardships on so many people that his mistakes are taking a toll on human lives. Although they did not arise as a topic on today's show, the dismissal of USAID has left millions of people in Africa and elsewhere around the world suffering and dying as a result of not having access to the food, medicine, and other basic human needs necessary for survival. The callousness displayed by President Trump by simply laying off employees from USAID, the Department of Education, Veterans Administration, and other federal agencies is having an immediate and damaging impact on millions of people. At no point is any of this harm making America great. If anything, it has set back the progress humans had been making for decades. The diversity within our species is perhaps best displayed and demonstrated through the transgender community. They are not mentally ill simply because their gender identity does not match the sex they were assigned at birth. They want to live their lives as the people they know they were meant to be. They want to be seen, to be heard, and to be shown the same respect as all other humans deserve and should demand. The transgender community are not weirdos, as some has suggested in the comments section of some of the segments we used on today's show. What they are, quite simply, are fellow humans. They are part of our species who deserve the same love and support that all other humans deserve. Until we come together as a species and consider the broader impact on the other humans on the planet, we fail our species. Donald Trump and his sycophants, who proudly shout his mantras, are not making America great. They are causing real harm by conflating their uninformed beliefs with the science supported by every major medical, psychiatric, and psychological association in the United States. We can and must do better. That's our show today. Coming up in the Smokers Lounge, we have a full hour of legendary swing musical recording artist Artie Shaw. Thanks for listening, and we welcome you to return soon for another episode of Stand with Pride.